Welcome to this video learning session. When you complete the session, you will be able to use functional decomposition diagrams, also called FDDs, to model business functions and processes. In this session, you'll learn about FDDs and why they are important, how to use FDDs to model business functions and processes, and how you can use a case tool to create FDDs. The letters FDD stand for Functional Decomposition Diagram. A systems analyst uses an FDD to create a graphical model of an information system. An FDD shows the system's functions and processes and how they are organized. Sometimes a large structure is hard to visualize. For example, a bridge might look like this. But if you move in for a closer look, you might see this part of the structure. And if you really looked closely, you could see the individual components. An FDD works the same way. So, what can you do with an FDD? You can show how a business or information system is organized. You can indicate where functions are performed and by whom. You can break a system down into subsystems. And you can show lower-level processes and subprocesses. In Part 2, you'll learn how to use FDDs to create models of business functions and processes. Here's a simple FDD that resembles an organization chart. The diagram shows the departments, but not the functions they perform. Going down one level, we can see departmental functions, which are numbered for easy reference. Within each function, there might be many processes and subprocesses. How far down should you go? That depends on the level of detail you need to show. Let's try another example, this time with an order entry system. Suppose that you decide to create an FDD based on your interviews with users. When you review your notes, you see that the system has three main components: enter customer data, enter product data, and verify price. Your interview notes also show that when a user enters the customer number, the system checks the credit status and order history. And when a user enters the product number and quantity, the system checks the stock status. To verify the price, the system checks for current promotions, quantity discounts, and price updates. Now you number the functions for easy reference. You could take your FDD to lower levels if you need to show even more detail. In Part 3, you'll learn how to use a case tool to create FDDs. The term CASE stands for Computer-Aided Software Engineering. Case tools are powerful programs that analysts use during systems development. What are some advantages of using case tools? The built-in drawing tools are easy to use. Case tools are flexible, so you can view the model from many different angles. Development teams can share tasks, data, and documentation. Most importantly, when you create an FDD with a case tool, your diagram becomes part of the overall model, like this. A case tool stores all the diagrams and documentation in a central repository, which is like a big digital file cabinet. Once data is stored, it becomes part of the overall model. For example, remember the order entry system diagram we created earlier? Notice that the case diagram is similar to the drawing, but now it is built into the case model. Using Visible Analyst, it's easy to create an FDD. You just drag the symbols onto the page and label them. We'll use a semester schedule as the example. We'll start with the Create Semester Schedule function and then add three processes: estimate enrollment, Prepare Class List, and Update Faculty Data. Next, we'll show the two subprocesses. With the symbols in place, we can connect them with the Line tool. Now we'll right-click the top-level function to spawn or generate a set of data flow diagrams. Here is a new DFD that shows the three main processes. When we explode or expand the class list process, we see a lower-level DFD that shows the two subprocesses. As you'll learn in Chapter 5, you can work with these DFDs to add more detail to the model. The last step is to check the list of diagrams. When you open the diagram list, you see the three DFDs that were spawned from your FDD. In this session, you learned what FDDs are and why they are important, how to use FDDs to model business functions and processes, and how to use a case tool to create FDDs. For more information, you can refer to the textbook or your student study tool. Now it's your turn to apply your skills and check your work. For background information, tasks to complete, and sample answers, go to the Management Information Systems CourseMate at www.cengagebrain.com. Select this text and navigate to the video learning sessions. Thanks for attending this video learning session.